rocket, isn't it? This is incredible, but final day of business for Oregon. We've covered pretty much every angle possible this week, but Chip Kelly still had to do one more news conference this morning, but even he was all talked out.
Game is tomorrow night. Let's go play. Questions?
So guys, after Chip Kelly's final news conference, the Ducks had one more walkthrough over at Pinnacle High School. From that point, the team went over to University of Phoenix Stadium, had what Chip Kelly called a walkabout, no football-related activities, just took some pictures, and the media laughed about that, but he said it's actually what they did just to get rid of that kind of, surprise factor and get rid of the nerves when they get out of the stadium. They did the same thing against Tennessee at Neyland Stadium. Worked out pretty well then. We'll see how it works out tomorrow night.
We just saw Cam Newton out there on the field, and Steve's a big guy, isn't he?
I mean, you have Oregon, they throw up the O's, right?
Yes.
Well, that's also the circumference of his calves. They're huge. The man is an animal.
What are some other keys that the Ducks need to do in order to win this game?
Well, I think Darren Thomas is the #1 factor. He's got to throw the ball for a high percentage to keep that offense moving as well. But Chip Kelly, for the past 24 hours, has talked about really one thing in particular, and it's special teams, the one forgotten area of most football games. He said multiple times in the last 2 days or so that he thinks the offenses and the defenses are so closely matched in this game that the special teams is going to be the big factor. And Josh Huff, Kenyon Barner, will they be effective in the kick return game? We all know what Cliff Harris can do, not only returning the ball, but they have to be careful in holding on to the ball as well. Not just in this game, and it's an obvious point, turnovers are a big factor no matter what game you're talking about, but that is huge for Oregon. If the offense can cut down on the mistakes and the self-inflicted wounds like Chip Kelly likes to call them, and if the defense, 35 turnovers on the season, they've taken the ball away, that's top 5 in the nation, they're 2 away from a school record. Can they force Cam Newton to turn the ball over?
They're going to have a hard time just tackling Cam Newton. Casey Matthews is not going to have a easy time tackling that guy. The other defensive players for Oregon are going to have a hard time tackling Cam Newton. That has to be a big, selling point as far as for Oregon wanting to win this game.
I mean, Brandon Bear is the only starter on the Oregon defense that's bigger than Cam Newton at 6'7", 272. And the big thing they've said all week long is that they can't tackle him one-on-one on their own. It's very difficult to do. So basically what they said is that first guy's got to hold on for dear life to allow the other defenders to get there, get the gang tackling done to get him to the ground, whatever it takes. Just get him to the ground and don't allow big plays.